Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be doing part 3 of my All My Dolls video series. I currently have 58 wonderful dolls, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Pleasant Company collection. These 5 dolls are really special to me, and this video is going to be a little more technical as I talk about the unique features of this original collection. I got my first Samantha doll for Christmas in 2008, and she was my third American Girl doll. Back when I got this Samantha, I had no idea what Pleasant Company was. To me, all dolls were just American Girl dolls. As I was growing up playing with this doll, I realized that not all of my other clothes fit her, especially when it came to the shoes. This is because I didn't know that she was an original Pleasant Company doll. So what is Pleasant Company? Pleasant Rowland is the name of the woman who came up with the idea for American Girl dolls. This is why the company was called Pleasant Company. She wanted girls to get excited about learning about history, so she created this group of dolls from different eras that girls could read their stories and get their collections so they too could learn a little bit about the past, but also fall in love with the fun characters. The first 3 Pleasant Company dolls ever released were in 1986, and they were Samantha, Kirsten, and Molly. Over the years, American Girl dolls have changed a lot, especially when it comes to the Pleasant Company ones to the ones that they sell today. Because my Samantha couldn't fit some of the more modern clothes, it's because that the Pleasant Company dolls were made out of different materials and they were just a bit bigger than they are today. These dolls are some of the most special in my collection, not just because they're Pleasant Company, but they were a gift from a really close friend of my mom and I's. Her and her husband have just been family friends of my mom and I's forever, and when I was younger, I'd go over to their house for dinner, and I'd always ask if I could play with her dolls afterwards. I remember my mom telling me this, and I thought it was so cool, so our friend who owned these dolls, her mom would sometimes buy her an American Girl doll, outfit, or accessory set well into adulthood as just a little gift because she knew how much her daughter loved them, and I just thought that was so cool that even though she was an adult, her mom would still buy her every now and then a little something from American Girl. Knowing that story growing up just makes me love these dolls even more and makes me feel so special that she trusts me to take care of her special dolls forever. This was her first doll, Samantha, and she is an original release Pleasant Company first edition from 1986. The original 3 first edition dolls all were made with white body cloths, and this is because all of them had clothes that would cover their necks so they didn't have to pay for more expensive skin tone colored fabric. You can also see how long her hair is and how it's only slightly wavy and it's actually super soft and it's this lighter brown color. You can especially see the difference when I put this other Samantha next to her, which is more of our classic version that we know. The current American Girl dolls have 2 eye styles. It's either pinwheel or striated, but these original 3 dolls have this sort of tie-dye kaleidoscope style eyes. And a fun fact is these tags, they were originally made in West Germany. And her second doll was Felicity, and Felicity was released in 1991 from Pleasant Company. With the release of Felicity, all of the dolls came out with flesh-toned body cloth because Felicity's dresses, unlike the previous 3 Pleasant Company dolls, showed part of her neck. They have the striated eye pattern that we are used to today, except they're in the style of the old Pleasant Company eyes. And this is a look at the color of her hair. Something I never really noticed was how the font of the writing behind the doll's neck changes a lot. It doesn't really say that much about when it was made, but it's just funny how sometimes the handwriting changes. It can be pretty tricky trying to figure out when your Pleasant Company dolls were made, especially since all the Felicity dolls were made with tags that say 1986, even though she was released in 1991. This Samantha doll wasn't always my friend's doll, so what happened was my friend bought this Samantha for her niece, but her niece never really played with her, so she actually gave the doll back to my friend. So she just had the second Samantha in her collection. This Pleasant Company Samantha looks a lot like the regular historical Samantha that we all know and love. But one way to figure out when your Pleasant Company doll was made is because this Samantha has this type of neck string and this color of like burlappy body cloth, and this means that she was made pretty early on into the change of fabric color. And as you can see by her hair, she looks pretty similar to the classic historical Samantha. It's a little hard to see, but a lot of the dolls have these little watermarks or artist marks. I'm not exactly sure what they mean. I tried looking it up, but it doesn't seem to have any real meaning to it, but it's just that little scratch mark there. Because my friend's niece never played with this doll, her hair has never been taken out, so she's been like this for quite a few decades now. This Samantha is a bit of a prototype doll to the Samantha that I grew up with because she was made right after American Girl switched from their white bodies to their skin-colored bodies. As you can see, Pleasant Company made a lot of changes between their white body dolls into the skin-colored body cloth dolls. What's really cool is that this Samantha's tag says it was made in Hungary, and this makes a lot of sense because it was in West Germany, then Hungary, and then it traveled over back to China where they're still made now. I brought back my Samantha to kind of show the difference between them, even though my Samantha was my third doll, so she has been heavily played with throughout the years. But it's kind of like the Samantha on the left was the prototype doll to the Samantha on the right. But my Samantha is still really, really old because she was still made in Germany, so she's still a European one. But my Samantha on the right is still a newer version in the Pleasant Company European world because her body cloth is the lighter, more generic color that Pleasant Company ultimately went with instead of the darker color that was first changed over from the white body on the one on the left. And just to let you know, if your doll does have a zip tie here, that means that she was sent to the doll hospital sometime between the, 90s to around 2010 because my Josephina went to the doll hospital back when I was younger, and she has a zip tie on her neck now instead. But just noting, I have sent some of my more current Girl of the Year dolls to the doll hospital for new heads, and they already had strings, and then they came back with the same strings. So I don't really know what they're doing right now, if you send your doll in who has a zip tie, if she'll come back with a zip tie, or if she'll come back with strings, but that is just a little note. I realized that I never quite told the story on how I got my Samantha besides I got her for Christmas in 2008, but the story is my mom is an elementary school teacher, and back around 2000 there was a kindergarten teacher at her school who was retiring, and she was letting anyone pick out what they wanted from her classroom because she didn't want anything anymore. My mom was going to be expecting a daughter, so she was looking around for something that maybe I would want, and she was going to pass up this doll, but then a different teacher was like, hey, this is an American Girl doll, they're worth a lot of money, you should take her since she's free. So my mom kind of was like, I don't really know about it, but she took the Samantha, sent her to the doll hospital, and she's had this Samantha in her closet till I wanted Samantha when she was retiring in 2008. My mom always told me that she was a bit bummed that I was asking for all these other dolls when I was saving up for Josephina, and then I got Kit. But then when Samantha was getting retired, then I wanted her, so my mom was happy because she already had Samantha for me. And my last Pleasant Company doll is Molly. I got her quite hastily earlier this year on eBay for quite a good deal. She came with her sweater, skirt, and hat, but the shoes, socks, and ribbons are just other American Girl, the ribbons I just had. My best friend growing up had Molly and Emily, so I never really got into them, but a little dream of mine was to have 3 models of the same doll, so a Pleasant Company version, a historical version, and a Be Forever version. And what's really funny is I didn't get a single Molly till this year, and I actually have a Pleasant Company one, historical, and Be Forever one. I'm not quite sure what it means, but she has these little numbers here, and then the Pleasant Company is higher up on the neck. The zip tie means that she's gotten a new head at some point, and the darker color burlap material of her body cloth means that she was made at the same time as the Samantha that was my friend's niece's. And corroborating that, she has the same little Pleasant Company made in Hungary tag as the Pleasant Company Samantha that was my friend's niece's. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. These dolls are so special to me, not just because of the stories behind them, but I feel like I have a little piece of the original Pleasant Company in my room, which makes me feel like a real collector. I really hope you learned a little something new about American Girl dolls in this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.